Hey friends, welcome to Kirbylicious podcast. This is a space where I bring together two generations, an older voice and a younger voice to share the lived experiences and wisdom around the topic. And today, I want to reflect on my conversation with Tanya and Julius about living for likes. Because after sitting with this episode, I realized we were not really talking about social media. We were talking about something much deeper. We were talking about what it means to be seen. One line from Tanya stayed with me long after the conversation ended. She said, validation doesn't need to be, you're awesome, yay! It needs to be, I see you and you matter. And when she said that, something inside me softened because I think that's so many of us are looking for. Not likes, not followers, not applause, just someone saying, I see you. You matter. And what's beautiful is that everyone in this conversation was searching for that in different ways. For Tanya, it was a mentor who saw her work and encouraged her to keep going. Just one person, one moment, it changed the trajectory of her life. For Julius, it was his mother who finally understanding why he made his film. Not because the movie got views, not because it won awards, but because someone he loved finally understood what was in his heart. And as I listened to both of them, I started reflecting on my own life. When I was younger, I wanted validation for being smart. Growing up, all of my siblings were top students, and a part of me wanted my mom to see me that way too. And then in college, I wanted validation for being talented enough. I wanted a theater scholarship. I wanted proof that I belong, that I was good enough. And if I'm honest, that search followed me into adulthood, just wearing different clothes. But something changed for me in 2020. When COVID hit, I had to close my company. I had to reinvent myself. I moved into sales and marketing roles. And while I was grateful for the work, something inside me slowly went quiet. Because creativity wasn't just something I did. It was who I was. And when I stopped creating, I noticed my energy changing. I felt disconnected, less alive, more anxious, less fulfilled. And when I slowly started creating again, like making content, telling stories, having conversation like this, I felt something return. The fire came back. The excitement came back. That's when I realized that creativity isn't just a hobby for me. It's spiritual. It's one of the ways I connect to life. It's one of the ways I connect to myself. And over the last few years, through meditation, IFS therapy, journaling, breathwork, my morning ecstatic dance, something else started changing too. I didn't wake up one day and suddenly stop needing validation. No, that's not what happened. What happened was much quieter. Every day, I sat down, even just for 10 minutes. And slowly, the stillness became enough. There is a peace I experienced during meditations that is just difficult to explain. And the more I cultivate that relationship with myself, the less dependent I become on external approval. Not because validation is bad. No, validation is human. We all want to feel seen. We all want to feel like we matter. But I've learned something important. The people around you can remind you who you are, but they cannot decide who you are. And one of the greatest gifts in my life came through my friendship with Nancy. I remember our first call, and for the first time, I felt completely seen, not judged, not fixed, not analyzed, just seen. She understood me. She cared. She showed up. And that friendship changed my life. But even now, I still notice moments when I seek validation. The old question still appears sometimes. Am I enough? One thing I've learned through meditation, therapy, and inner work is that the desire for validation isn't something I need to eliminate. In fact, Anita Moorjani talks about this beautifully in her book, What If This Is Heaven? She challenges the idea that spiritual people shouldn't have egos. And what I love about her perspective is that the ego isn't the enemy. It's part of being human. It's the part that wants to belong, the part that wants to feel safe, the part that wants to know that it matters. And honestly, that changed the way I relate to validation. Because now when that voice shows up asking, am I enough? I don't try to get rid of it. I don't shame it. I don't judge it. I simply acknowledged it and remind it that it's already loved. And maybe that's the biggest thing I took away from this conversation. Maybe being seen isn't about appearance or popularity or performance. Maybe being seen is having someone witness the fullness of who you are. You know, your heart, your story, your struggles, your gifts, all of it. If you're listening right now and you're feeling unseen or unappreciated or not enough, I just want to say this. I see you and you are not alone. And I would encourage you to spend some time with yourself. Less scrolling, less noise, less comparison. And ask yourself, what do I need right now? What is most meaningful to me? And what part of me has been waiting for my attention? Because the answer you're searching for might not be out there. It might be waiting quietly within you. Before you go, I'd love to ask you something. When was the last time you truly felt seen? And what helped create that feeling? If something comes up, I would love for you to share it in the comments. And if you haven't listened to the full conversation with Tanya and Julius about living for likes, I really encourage you to. Because what made this episode so powerful wasn't the discussion about social media. It was the reminder that beneath all the likes, views, followers, awards, achievements, and accomplishments, every human being is asking the same question. Do I matter? And their answers were beautiful. And I want to leave you with this. Maybe being seen isn't about appearance or recognition. Maybe it's about seeing the fullness of who you are, your heart, your soul, and every part of yourself. Keep creating, keep showing up, and keep remembering that your existence alone is enough. I'll see you in the next episode, and remember, savor your journey one story at a time.